Tmzoids here, and today we're going to be talking about Sky's video. Before I continue this video, I do recommend that you actually go watch Sky's video. I will link it down below. Also, I want you to articulate your own opinions and ideas about this topic. It is a very serious topic that I think we don't discuss, and Sky brings up a good point. Now, first things first, let's talk about Sky as a person first. Um, his content, a lot of people are attacking him because of the way he presented it or the way that he brought it to YouTube and or to the community. And I feel like there's no problem with how Sky brought this to the community. One, that's how Sky is. You watch his videos. He presents things in a funny, comical way, but yet in a serious manner and topic. And two, he brought the point straight across. And people who said it was tactful or not tactful and inappropriate of how he approached the topic, I disagree. It's just how Sky is. I couldn't take Sky seriously. Keep in mind here, I do take him seriously when he talks about these topics, but I couldn't take him 100% serious if he wasn't cracking jokes, pointing out the obvious things. And he really didn't point out that many that jokes with it throughout the video. He did a few. He mimicked Casey Tron, who did it better ordeal, where his boobs were showing and her boobs were showing. But ultimately, he brought up a good topic, and I think this is a topic that we need to discuss. But the reason we don't discuss it, or the reason that it always gets deleted, and it has been deleted off of Reddit and kind of sank down to the bottom, and League of Honey has kind of controlled their Facebook traffic. No, I'm not in the group. You can go look for me if you want. I'm not joined. You can easily look at all their stuff without joining the group or liking the page even. But League of Honeys, yes, they pretty much limited their stuff. And the reason why is because the community can't talk about this in a professional manner without witch hunting. What do I mean by witch hunting? They are taking specific names or specific streamers and they're pointing them out and they're calling them out. They're like, yeah, this person's a hoe, this person's a hoe. Keep in mind that when Sky did his video, yes, he used pictures of streamers. He never said the streamer's name though. Yes, some of those streamers are very notable and very recognizable because we've seen them or you know about them, know of them. But he's never said a name. He didn't attack one verbal streamer as a whole, which the community likes to do. They like to witch hunt. They like to mention streamers' names, and that's not how we should address this. We should address it as a whole topic, as a whole issue. And he hit it right on the point, you know? He's making it, it's just not those streamers. He's talking about all women streamers and the stigma that holds to these women streamers, you know? And he's not kidding when people are like when they're scratching their arm or they have just a little low cut like this on a woman, he's right. They are called names, they're called whores. They're terrible, terrible names. It is just ridiculous that a woman should be completely covered, coat, have a hat on, cover her face, might as well just show her eyes because that's how streamers are, They go there now and that's the stigma that they have, anytime somebody shows skin a little bit and what? You're a whore. You are a slut. And that's not how it should be. I think he's got a good point. And going off that though, the responses to this, or the responses after that, I kind of disagree with Sky. I think that he should not have posted that conversation. I think he could have used a better tactful way of mentioning it on Twitter if he wanted to mention it and bring it up to the public. Just before I continue this topic, though, it was pretty fucked up. I think she's very dumb cunt. Um, for saying that, it was really rude. And for anybody that has lost a friend or lost a family member because of depression or just because they committed suicide or whatever the case may be, that is an all-time low. And she shouldn't have said that. I totally agree. That was over the line. But on the same note, on the same spectrum here. I think Sky kind of you got the witch hunt going a little bit, and kind of everybody gets their little Reddit hats on. They're like, "Who is this? Who could have sent this?" There's four possible people that could have sent this in the picture, and it was probably not the best way to go without things. But overall, I think Sky did a great job mentioning this video. I think that streamers need to be looked at more critically. And you can't just say just stop watching them. It's not going to happen. You can't just sit here and be like stop watching them. there's going to be traffic, there's going to be popularity there for one reason or another because you enjoy the content and you just want to stay there and hope for more and hope she does more, which is never going to happen in usual cases. Yes, they flaunt and push it as much as they can and push the limits. And there's going to be people in there that sit there and think that by the time they keep berating them and keep calling them names, that ultimately that's going to fix it and ultimately going to make them stop streaming, which is not the case either. So it's a lose-lose situation in that ordeal. But I don't think because you stop watching him, it's gonna stop the matter in fact, because you're still going to have those horny people in there. You're still going to have those people who are going to go in there and troll and be inappropriate and tell them that they're sluts. But I think Sky brought up a good point, and I think everybody misses this point, is that the female streamers that want to legitimately stream, legitimately play the game, and deal with these comments all the time. And I'll give you a perfect example. Caseytron has it didn't ruin the community. Caseytron has influenced the community as a whole. I couldn't go to a female streamer and watch a female streamer without listening to Caseytron's name or Caseytron mentioned at all. What do you think of Caseytron? Hey, do you know Caseytron? What do you think of her as a streamer? Hey, do you know Caseytron? Do you like Caseytron? Have you ever watched Caseytron? Oh my god, every fucking female streamer. And it doesn't even matter. Why does that even matter? What the female thinks about Caseytron. They're two completely different entities, you know? And some people voice their opinions, of course, depending on the streamer, and some don't, it's just how they want to go on things. But, it does. It influences and it flows into other streams, and it's bad. You can't, you wear such, like I said, you start moving things or things are too big just by natural perception, and everybody loses their mind. They're like, oh my God, you're flaunting it, but put on a shirt, and you can't show any skin, or there's at least 10 rude comments. He wasn't exaggerating about the scratching arm thing. I've seen it personally. The person can be wearing a long sleeve shirt, and all of a sudden she rolls up her sleeves, and all of a sudden, oh my god, what a slut! Oh my god! And it's not just trolling. There's a difference between trolling in Twitch chat and actual people being serious and being derogatory and mean. But I don't want to make this video too long. Sky's video made a great point. I think it's a good discussion that we should have and a more constructive discussion. Ultimately, I can see why it's been removed on several forums, or the comments have been slightly disappearing and deleting. Because, like I said, people are going to start witch hunting, things are going to be said, things that personal information should not be out there. And that was happening in Sky's stream. If you watch Sky's stream, he was kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing and the response that he got. And, people started posting personal information about one of the streamers, and it instantly got deleted. That's not how we should talk about it, or that's not how it should be brought about. For the text, I think Sky could have done it maybe a little bit different way. Saying, I don't know how he could have worded it personally, but I think him putting that text out there just kind of encouraged and kind of fired people up, and it did. It fired me up. It was a rude, disgusting comment. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. It's horrible, but he did fire it up and fire up the witch hunting, I think, a little bit more, so that was on Sky's part. But ultimately, overall, the main video, the main topic that he addresses, he hit it right on the head. Will it ultimately change? And it's funny because Lily Pichu was on his stream yesterday, and she said, you've made a great point, but ultimately nothing's going to change. And that's the sad part, you know? Nothing's ultimately going to change from this video. There's going to be no constructive discussion about this, which is sad. But that's it. That's my 2 cents on the whole ordeal. I love your videos, Sky. I would not hate you. That person's rude as hell. That's about it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.